they've recognized something about themselves, okay? Something about investing more into, it's either their spiritual growth. They could be really heavily triggered by you, and many of you experience these push and pull cycles because... Hey, what's up guys? Twintuitive717 here. I'm going to dive right into a divine masculine twin flame reading, and we'll talk about why the divine masculine is silent, okay? So a lot of you could be going through cycles of that and experiencing just confusion in the journey, I feel, when separation does happen, because it makes you feel like you've done everything, for nothing. But I feel like what the universe wants to let you know is now is a time of working on yourself, okay? Because we know autumn's not going to come for a little while. So this opportunity or this separation is teaching you about yourself. It's time to invest in yourself. Every time I see the word harvest, I feel like it's an opportunity for us to plant new seeds and for us to invest in ourselves right now. So many of you may be fighting separation because it feels really painful to be away from your counterpart. And especially if your divine masculine is the one that's orchestrating the separation. But what I am picking up here is a divine masculine who is not creating this space or this distance or their absence as a way to hurt you in any way. It's just they've recognized something about themselves, okay? Something about investing more into, it's either their spiritual growth. They could be really heavily triggered by you, and many of you experience these push and pull cycles because someone's not able to be honest. Someone can't be authentic. Commitment scares someone. Being accountable to somebody else is difficult for your divine masculine, right? Because your energy feels really serious to them. There's no bullshitting here when it comes to you. So they might as well just cut all ties, and the only way at times they know how to do this is just by ghosting, right? Lack of communication skills, lack of being able to express themselves in a mature way. It's like they're afraid of doing that because they don't know the right words to use. And I feel like a lot of divine masculines who end up ghosting, one of the biggest lessons they learn from your energy is how to be assertive, how to show up and handle your business, right? So that's one thing that they're learning and maybe taking some time apart to really address. And I feel like it's a good thing. Like this separation is a really good thing because you've come in divine feminine and you've triggered a very valuable lesson for them. So don't mistake their silence as pushing you away. In true twin flame connections, it really is about gifting each other with the triggers because you genuinely want to change and heal those triggers, because just for some strange part of you, you really care about your twin flame's reaction to things. And you may try to fight it and avoid it, but what I'm starting to see, one second guys. So what I'm starting to kind of see or feel or pick up on the journey is that many of you who have been connecting with each other, going through triggers, and then you're in this separation. Why I say separation can be a gift is because they also reflect heavily and really miss you. Sorry guys, my nose is getting so itchy, probably because I cuddled with her right before this reading. Oh, give me a second. Okay. So yeah, I feel like they miss you during the separation, and they end up feeling a sense of remorse for the way they would have behaved or engaged with you and reacted in a sense, and they start addressing these things. So I feel like this time is a good time for many of the divine masculines, doing a life review. It's like they've hit some kind of tower moment, and believe me, the separation and the silence and going your separate ways, it triggers them also. Okay, it's separation happens, they may push you away, they block you, whatever the case is. And I'm not even kidding you, personal experience included here. It feels like heartbreak the next day, even that same night, so the cycles aren't easy for them as well, but they know internally that they need to just take this time apart. And it usually comes from a place of I don't want to sever ties any worse, or if I'm going to lose you for good if I don't take this time apart and take time to reflect and then come back in a healthy way. Okay, so I've kind of done a bit of a spread here to give us even further clarity on the separation, okay? So let's see what they're currently working on. What are they currently investing in? Okay, so being guarded, being more vulnerable with you. This could be a major epiphany or breakthrough that they've had in recent communications. What it's telling me also is like, I don't know if it comes up in conversation with you, Divine Feminine, but like they just have a hard time expressing themselves, or it feels like you do most of the talking, or they can sometimes give you one word answers, or they may be wanting to hear everything about your life, and then when it comes to expressing things about what they have going on, they could be very, very guarded. So they're working on, I feel like, being more comfortable around you or feeling safe. Like this could be something that they aren't used to, but they feel it with you, and it maybe scares them because, you know, with twin flames, it's like, why do I feel so good so quickly with this complete stranger? This person's supposed to be a stranger, but then when I'm in their presence, it feels like I've known them for, I was gonna say years, but something told me to say lifetimes, because I think I just shared a personal reading too on like past life, which was coming out of the Romance Angel Oracle deck, but many of you are starting to feel that familiarity. So these are the kinds of things that end up occurring where you know it's okay to give the space. Like this, the clarity lets you know that it's okay for them to be guarded. It's okay for them to close up. You know, the best thing that you can do for someone is to first, like, not chase and not expect someone to behave in the way that you behave. Like if you're open in conversation and you're not guarded and you have no problem being vulnerable, it doesn't mean that other people have to be that way as well. So I'm getting the energies around, like, if you're the Divine Feminine listening, the best thing that you can do for your connection is to not take this separation personally. I do feel like someone's paying attention to the fact that, wait a minute, like I am really guarded. You know, like there are things about me that are really triggering. Like when this Divine Feminine energy gets me to open up or talk about myself, it feels uncomfortable. Why? Okay, and many of them may be weirded out just to tell you that it's like, shit, maybe I don't like what I do for a job. You know, like maybe I don't like talking about how my day at work was because I really didn't like how it was going. And now in separation, they can't get that off their mind. The next time they converse with you, they want to let you know, like, hey, listen, I've been investing in myself. I've been doing different shit. Been going after my passions, my dreams. Like this is what I'm doing now. So all of these things end up happening as a result of needing to invest in yourself, wanting to work on yourself. That is what the trigger is there for. So whoever resonates with this, you know, ideally, yeah, that is what they're working on. Why is the separation a gift? Because it's going to build on that chemistry and passion. Somebody needs to feel good about themselves when they're in your presence. They feel too nervous, and it's not a good energy for this Divine Masculine to carry. They want to feel more grounded. There is a lot of passion, but the chemistry gets fizzled out real quick when you guys start getting personal about your lives, and like this is real shit that normal people talk about, right? Like you have to get to know the other person, but it's like, what happens when one person's like completely guarded and vulnerable about opening up to themselves because they don't feel good enough? All of a sudden you're this big, beautiful, bright light of just like a breath of fresh air, you know, some lemon drops on your tongue, like, ooh, goodness gracious, like it wakes you right up. That's what you come in as, which is why this connection between you two is so heavily fueled with a lot of this chemistry and passion. And I feel like that is what you two are maybe building on. That's why the separation has occurred. I mean, all of these things make them feel inspired. That's why I was getting that song Synchronicity. Okay, so check out the song Synchronicity, You're the Inspiration by Chicago. And thank God for Google Hum, like, you know, when you hum a song to Google, because I couldn't figure out the song. All I could hear in my head was, and then I just kept hearing like, and it took me forever to figure it out. And I was humming it, and I was like, oh no, that's not that part of the song. Like when he's like, when you love someone, that's what I kept hearing. And then I was like humming it, and I was like, oh, it's You're the Inspiration. So, you know, if you guys don't want to listen to the song, read the lyrics, and there could be like an additional message in there for you about why it's okay to just leave things alone in separation right now. Like, if it's come in and it's been orchestrated, like, take a deep breath. It's not the end of the world. You know, turn inward and realize that it's like, if somebody needs space, they need space. You know, the reason sometimes it can feel so much more intense is because oftentimes these twin flame connections, they're fueled with so much passion for one another that it makes you feel like a nervous teenager with a crush for the first time. You know, it's like you don't want to do anything to mess it up, and you feel kind of awkward and you're unsure of yourself. And yeah, so that's kind of what they're going through, and maybe what this separation is really just trying to balance out. Okay, so let's see what you guys can look forward to when it comes time to reconnect. Okay, so we have somebody coming out of their comfort zone. I feel like in the past they realized that they were clinging to the comfort zone. And I do feel too like a dark night of the soul is coming up for the divine masculines, because look at this, guys. We have closed off, we have guarded coming up twice in one reading, resistant. And I feel like maybe this is what they have been resisting all along, is this call to want to be something more, but they never took action on that. And now here comes the divine feminine lighting a fire under their ass, you know? They need to be confident to be able to talk about themselves. Like a lot of you in the divine feminine energy, I want you to know that this reading is letting you know that yes, you're going through a separation. Yes, divine feminine, you may be feeling like, oh my God, like I am so dumbfounded. Like it was a simple conversation and now you wake up the next day and you're blocked across everything. It's a good sign. You know, I know it doesn't feel like that in the moment, but it's a really good sign, because it's letting you know that they are triggered by something, and that trigger is going to do wonders for them once they're able to heal it. And I do feel like, particularly for your divine masculines, like you bring this chemistry and passion to their life. Somebody was in stagnant energy before, okay? Maybe feeling unmotivated, maybe giving into laziness, maybe drinking too much, maybe smoking, you know, not doing things to be themselves, getting caught up in cycles, the wrong crowd, the wrong company. You know, this person I feel in this picture is literally blowing smoke out of their mouth, and I feel like they're realizing, like, wait a second, that's what's contributed to a lot of this closed off energy when I'm communicating with my divine feminine. Like, what the hell have I been wasting my time doing, right? Like when had been in conversation with you, I feel like their past selves, before getting caught up in a lot of these karmic cycles, their past selves today would have been able to say, yeah, like I'm working on this project, and oh wow, we have this in common. And that's the thing with twin flames, like you guys can't help but fuel each other's creativity. Like it's, many of you will know and intuitively feel like you have some kind of purpose, right? And you're clinging to some kind of comfortable life, and it ends up getting triggered when you end up meeting your twin flame. And that's where your masculines are at. You triggered that within them. You could be, because you met them earlier on and they might have triggered your awakening, and now you guys are finally connecting in the 3D, you could be sharing all of the inspiration that they've given you from afar, but they don't have anything to show for any of the inspiration. It's like, wait a second, this is what I've been doing. But it's like, now that they're reflecting, they're like, damn, like I let go of myself. I let go of all of the things I really wanted to do for myself. Okay, so many of them, again, through the silence and separation, going through a dark night of the soul, but I do feel like it is for the best. There's a lot of epiphanies, breakthroughs, and realizations that, you know, they're on its way, and you guys can definitely look forward to more intimate, real, passionate moments of connecting with each other after you start recognizing and realizing that, wait a second, as painful and weird as this journey is with you, like, thank you so much for making me realize that about myself. So yeah, so I don't know who this was for, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the check-in. If you guys would like to do a personal reading, check out my profile over at Hipsy. If you use the code TWINLOVE, TWINLUV 15, it gets you 15% off all of my services. And it would be great to connect with you guys one-on-one. All right, take it easy, guys. I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.